What's up, guys? How you doing? So my band just played 2 sold-out shows this weekend. It was our Halloween shows. It was slamming. It was a good time. We call it Halloween because my band's called Ballyhoo. So Halloween, right? Smart, right? Smart.
You fucking nerd!
We played our 4th album, Daydreams, front to back. It was sort of a last-minute thing. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to do that. Let's do it. So I started announcing it. Hey, we're going to play Daydreams front to back, right? Hope we could sell a few more tickets that way. Daydreams came out in 2011, okay? So that was 13 years ago. A lot has happened since then. It was a completely different era. It feels like a lifetime ago. And one thing I've noticed about my band is that we tend to pick up a lot of new fans every couple years. There's a whole crop of new people, which is a great thing to have, which, not a lot of bands have that. Like, you have some of these bands that just become like legacy bands, and they have fans that just kind of grow old with them, and then that's kind of it. You're not picking up like new people. Well, like we're finding like a lot of kids are coming out, like a lot of teenagers, and there's like parents bringing their little 4 and 5, 6-year-olds, which is a great thing. I personally love when parents bring the kids with them, because I saw my first show when I was 6 years old. And my parents took my brother and I to see Rat and Poison back in the 80s. And I feel like that's where I got my taste for like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be on stage, because it was just so incredible. So I just love when parents bring their kids. I think it's very cool. We're very much there's some not safe for work kind of stuff, but I think overall there's we're like an all ages type of band. Not like Kids Bop or anything like that. Like I wouldn't say we're like a Smash Mouth. You know what I mean? Our music is for all ages, but I do cuss a lot. Anyway, I'm getting off track. We played this album front to back, right? And it is 12 tracks long. There are 3 bonus tracks, and I know some of you guys out there, the hardcore, the Bally hooligans, you guys want to hear those 3 bonus tracks. One day we'll probably do that, but I figured like, it's 12 songs already. This is an old record, so let's just do the 12 songs, and then we'll get back to playing, the hits or whatever. As I said, there's a lot of new fans. I realized something, this weekend. Like, Daydreams is one of our biggest records. Okay, it has the song Walk Away on it, which just hit 40 million streams on Spotify, right? By far the most streamed song on that record. There are some songs on that record that don't even have 1 million, So as far as Spotify is concerned. But yeah, Walk Away, biggest song, right? It's been on a bunch of playlists and things like that. So that really helped the band grow back in the late 2010s, 2016, 2017. This was our Warped Tour era. 2012, we went out and did the Warped Tour that summer, and that record sold like crazy. We did a lot of sales of that record. I think we might have sold like 2,500 copies of that record in 60 days, which was huge for us back then, especially when people were buying CDs. And at a place like Warped Tour, there's bands slinging CDs all day long. So yeah, we sold the crap out of that CD, and it just really put us on the map. It was our 4th record, and there was something special about it. Because of that, and because of Walk Away being such a popular song, there's a staying power, right? Over the years, as we've played some of these songs, from those older records, 2011, 2013 with Pineapple Grenade, and, Cheers from 2008, like Do It For The Money, 2006. These are old records. Do It For The Money is going to be 20 years old in a couple of years. There's a lot of deep cuts. There's definitely certain songs like Cali Girl that go hard from that 2nd record in 2006. When we play some of those songs from those old records, I notice the crowd energy changes. And it's not so much as like, oh, I don't like this. It's more like, oh, I haven't heard this song, or I don't know this song that well. Or, maybe I heard it, I just don't know it that well. And so they're paying attention. They're just kind of listening. And what I've come to learn is that people want to sing. When you play a show, people want to sing along and have a good time. They want to know the songs. If the crowd knows your songs, and the crowd knows most of your songs in your set, it's going to just make for a better show for you and for them, because they're excited, they're singing along with their friends, they're having a good time. It's like this, there's this human behavior thing that kicks in. That's why you see all these, when bands play festivals, when you go to a festival, they're playing like their big songs, the singles, the biggest songs ever. They're not playing a lot of deep cuts, if at all. That's by design, because they know that these people don't know those songs. When you play a festival, you're playing to thousands of people potentially. I played festivals to like 10,000 people. What percentage of them actually knows any of these songs? They may have heard of our band and they're catching us for the first time. That's why bands do festivals, because it's like a whole big promotional thing. You're playing to a whole new crowd, people that just haven't heard the tunes before. You play the big hits, hits. You play the ones that people know, and whatever you think that they may know, that's what you're gonna play. You're just gonna have a better show. But when you go to that band's show specifically, when they're the headliner, they're gonna go into some deep cuts. They're gonna play the hits, of course, but they're gonna play some songs that don't get a whole lot of play, and the really hardcore fans are gonna know these songs, And for my band, when I'm building a set list, I try to balance it best I can between playing the hits for anybody new that's there that maybe heard this song and came to the show, or even the big fans love these songs, right? But you throw in a couple maybe deep cuts or lesser known songs for the big fans because you're trying to serve them, but you're also serving yourself too. Like, I've played Walk Away 2,000 times, maybe more than that. And, it's nice to change things up and play some different songs that I enjoy from those records. So the short of it, people say that after they tell a really long story. They go, long story short, we played Daydreams this weekend, and during that chunk, that, 48 minutes of that record from front to back, there was definitely a change in the energy both nights, where I could tell that most people in this crowd didn't know these songs. There are definitely a few songs from that record that we played a lot over the last 10 years or so, through the years. There's a good chunk of that record that we rarely played live. I felt it, the band felt it, we knew. So it got me thinking, should you play a popular album front to back? I guess it depends on what your goals are. You're not gonna play that record at some big festival unless you're like some really big known band. I just saw Green Day this summer. They played Dookie and American Idiot front to back, and then a bunch of other hit songs and stuff. But it's Green Day. They filled a stadium. There were 40,000 people there. Everyone knew every song, dude. I mean, Dookie, you just know every word. American Idiot, you just know every word. That's a different situation. My band, we're popular, I think we hit 500,000 monthly listeners this summer on Spotify. We're back around 350 right now. We always go back down after the summer, but we've been around a long time, and we're pretty popular amongst our scene, and people know who we are, but not at that level, So playing Daydreams front to back, while it was very cool to go back and play those songs, there were definitely, Bootleggers is one song that I hate playing that song live. I'm not sure if we'll ever do it again because it just didn't hit like I thought it would. That's the beauty of all of this, is that we're constantly moving and changing and adapting and trying things. I'm very big on trying things. I hate saying no right away. Sometimes there's this guttural, oh God, no, we can't do that, fuck that. When we're in the studio and hey, try doing it like this. Yeah, let's do that, Hey, let's try playing this song up front today. Let's try not playing this song tonight. Let's move this group of songs to the back of the set. Just things like that always sort of change things up and just see what works. That's what's great. You're experimenting all the time, This weekend was a bit of an experiment. I don't believe that we've ever played an album front to back in front of people. We did it on our live streams a couple years ago during COVID, but we've never actually played an album front to back on a tour. This was an interesting experiment. If we were going to play an album front to back again, we would probably do one of the more recent records. That's something from the last 5 or 7 years tops. Girls was a very big record for us. It still goes hard on the Spotify top songs, but there's a bunch of songs from that record that we don't play at all. There's songs that we've never played live from that record. I mean, that's pretty typical for a band to make a record, 12, 14 songs. You play maybe 7 songs, if that. I'd say Girls from 2017 was probably the furthest back I'd want to go, unless we were playing a show that was specifically for the hardcore fans, for the Ballyhooligans, the people that I know want to hear every song and they want to see a 3-hour Ballyhoo set, Also, side note, these were some of the longest sets that we've played in a long time. We played probably 1:45 both nights. So nearly 2 hours on stage. We never do that. Usually we're playing a 75-minute set with encore. While this was a special event, there were a lot of people that hadn't seen our band before or were sort of low-key, kind of I don't want to use the word fair weather. That sounds kind of demeaning, but people that don't necessarily follow the band as hard as some of these other people. So yeah, I don't think we'll play Daydreams live again unless it's a really special situation where we're only selling tickets to the hardest fans. You know what I mean? For going out on tour You know, maybe not. I thought about in 2006 Do It For The Money front to back, because it'll be 20 years. That record has 15 songs on it. I don't know if we're gonna do that because we haven't played any of those songs. There's like 2 songs we play from that live, you know? And it's just such a different time. Almost 19 years at this point since that record came out, and just a completely different era, completely different set of fans. We do have people that have followed us since then, you know, that are still following us today. We've picked up so many new people. I feel like we've just churned, you know, we've just built this fan base, and it's like people follow for a while and then it sort of dies off. And it's this weird plateau thing, which I should go into in another video. It's very strange. Our career is like such a weird career. I don't know if it's as typical as other bands. Maybe it is, but I could definitely go into that in another video. Let me know if you want to see me talk about that. But yeah, overall, I'm glad we did it. It was nice to play those songs and to say that we did it. You know, we played that record front to back, you know, and it seemed like for the most part everybody had a good time, you know. But as soon as we got into those newer songs or like the bigger songs, whatever, the vibe just changed. Immediately went right back to everybody singing along and dancing. You can see the difference in the crowd. It's just like played a few songs up front that people knew, got them going, and then we went into the record. And right from that point, it was just like, there was like a little, then, okay, well, we got 45 more minutes of this, you know? So we finished the thing, and while I'm glad we did it, I don't think we'll do it again. That's my thoughts on it. So are you in a band and you're watching this right now? Like, have you guys played your record front to back before? Have you thought about doing this? What was the result? What did you guys think of it if you did do this? What would you do to really make sure people enjoyed it? Would you promote that record? Maybe we should have really pushed the Daydreams record a few weeks leading up to the shows. You know, maybe we should have like showcased some songs, featured some of those songs a little bit more on the socials to really kind of get people more familiar. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Were you there at the shows? What did you think? Did you enjoy it? Give me an honest opinion. Did you feel the energy go down, or were you just having the best time of your life? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's your first time here. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check out some of the other videos right here. I got vlogs, I got music, all kinds of stuff. Let me know what other things you want to see on the channel as well. Check out my band Ballyhoo, wherever you listen to music. We're all over the place. Come see a show. We're hitting the Midwest, going to Chicago, Indianapolis, Des Moines, lots of places. So, all right, thanks for watching. See you later.
I do whatever just to get on the good side. Make her believe that I was surely the right guy. She's always telling me that she hates her boyfriend, but deep down I know she really enjoys it.